Sports, always proud to bring you the National Football League as we join you from Northwest Stadium, just outside Washington, D.C. It is Week 16 in the NFL, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Cleveland Browns taking on the Washington Commanders. On the visitors' sideline, their head coach. His guys, losers a week ago, trying to turn things around here. On the other side, the head coach of the home team. His guys set to go on this Christmas Eve. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
And I thought in last week's game, he found a way to win like a good pitcher without his best stuff. I mean, he did throw 2 interceptions, offset by 1 touchdown pass. Not the ratio, not the numbers you're really looking for as a QB. But finding a way to win, that's all that really matters.
To throw is Daniels. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
And they'll try to run the option here. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down. They'll run it for the first time with Dameon Pierce. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Here's Daniels. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
On 4th down, Matt Araiza sent on to punt. Deep to return is Cavante Turpin. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
And he's had a great season so far throwing the football. Very likely could go over 4,000 yards with a good performance here. And even in the age of passing first, that is no small accomplishment.
That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
On first down, right back to Hall. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 15 more yards there, and quickly another first down. Operating from the gun, Shelton. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. From Commanders territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 38. That's caught. The tight end Loveland with it. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. Off play action. Shelton. It's caught left side by the tight end Gray. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Noah Gray, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Browns will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
First and goal at the 1. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for second down. Operating from the gun, Shelton. And that's going to be caught from Browns. Touchdown. From 4 yards out. And the Browns have taken the lead. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, second year in the NFL. I don't know if last year as a rookie if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the second-year quarterback.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Oh, able to avoid him. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Commanders' offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. And he's been a nightmare for defenses to try and contain all year long. NFL leader in rushing yards at the QB position here late in the season. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. Now he's going to step up and run. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
A run for Pierce out of the gun. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. 18 more yards there and another first down. Defensively, they were in the 3-4, and that O-line just dominated the D-line there.
Let's go with a verbal telestrator here because that D-line has a nose over the center, and it has the 2 defensive ends over the offensive tackles. That means the guards don't have anyone over the top of them. That creates a natural bubble inside where they sprint upfield, take on the inside linebackers. If the back hits it fast enough, there should be space to run.
Play action, now it's Daniels. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. Daniels looking to throw. Throw to the right here, taken in by McLaurin. So from the 26-yard line, here's a 2nd and 5. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. Now those linemen, of course, can't be more than a yard downfield when a pass is thrown, and they might have been able to call that on a couple of guys there. Now Daniels. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. Working out of the gun, Daniels. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Mason Graham able to record his 5th sack of the season. So not only do you not get the first down, but you've also made things a lot more difficult on your field goal kicker.
Yeah, they're still in range, but you're exactly right because you know the kicker's over there saying, thanks a lot. You just made my job a little tougher because when he kicks it now, he'll kick it lower because he's got to get more distance. That means there's more jeopardy for the ball to get tipped or blocked.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Browns offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. The Browns drive about to get started as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
85 catches for him on the year now, and the result there is a first down. Looking to throw. Shelton. Well, taking a look at Hall's numbers from a week ago. 17 carries, 56 yards.
And I know that last week's game is over, but this feels almost like a continuation of what he did in the previous game. It's almost as if in his mind he knitted together the 2 weeks with no break. He's off to a nice start here.
And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 41-yard line. With these run-pass options, we often talk about a good quarterback and running back. Well, having a talented wide receiver helps also.
Yeah, even coming in third in the discussion, sometimes that means he really should be first, because all you want to do is get the ball in their hands and let them make the big plays downfield.
Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The start of the second quarter, and it's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Back to the ground with Hall. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Back to throw. Shelton. Looking middle, and that's complete. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 15-yard line. On the ground, this is Quinshon Judkins. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
2nd and 6. Operating from the gun, Shelton. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. They've been moving the ball well offensively, really getting into a groove. Last play, pass completion. Now, finally, the defense gets there.
And you have to find a way to disrupt their rhythm. Do you do it with coverage, or do you do it with pressure? They elected to go with pressure, and it was the right call.
The kick by Fairbairn is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the 2 teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. And the Washington offense heading out. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. Throwing now is Daniels. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
And a nice run past the 30-yard line there.
A gain of 10 brings up 3rd and 4.
To the air goes Daniels. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And last time they were able to churn some clock. They got the field goal, added on to their lead, but that was a drive that was so long it should have ended in a touchdown. You know that's how they felt.
And we'll both be headed to the airport after the game, but we probably should go to the post-game press conference because someone's going to ask the head coach about this drive, and he's going to profess that he was happy to get points, and we know that's not true.
Yeah.
Okay, after this type of a drive, not getting a touchdown, a huge disappointment.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Well, that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. The Browns at 5-9 on the year. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Commanders are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. This one brought in by Jefferson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big play there on the catch and run. And it'll give him a fresh set of downs. He can really smell 800 catches right now because that last one puts him at 799, knocking on the door. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here, 2nd down.
They suspected that it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. And this offense on 3rd down today, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 6. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a 1st down.
A very important 3rd down conversion right there, because when you're trailing and find yourself this deep in enemy territory, the kicker's not even part of your thought process. You got to make it pay off with 6.
Looking for Baldwin, intercepted. And the Browns are going to take over at their own 2-yard line. CD, when he went to throw that, I'm not sure if he just didn't see where the defense was. Whatever the case, not the throw you're looking for on 1st and goal.
Not at all, because, look, let's face it, that close to the goal line, if you throw an interception, is going to hurt on any down. But really, the only down you can kind of live with is if you do it on 4th down. The first 3, if you don't have it wide open, just get rid of it. Make sure they can't get it and live to fight another down. 1st and goal, and you throw the pick, not good at all.
They'll start on the ground. Hall. And a hard-earned yard there as he ran through one would-be tackler. It's 2nd down. 2nd down and 8. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. Just a gain of a couple there. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
It's a gain of 2 yards.
Operating from the gun, Shelton. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
A gain of 31 yards. First down, Browns.
A very nice job right there, working the middle of the field, able to create some separation, and then utilize it to not just make the catch, but turn upfield once he got the ball in his hands.
And he's going to be taken down right at the line. 2nd and 9. An inside run with Jenkins. And the defense on him quickly there as they stop him at the 40 for a gain of just 2. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. From the gun on 3rd down, Shelton. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
Like what I've seen so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. In a close game like this, Charles, those interceptions like they had on the last drive could be costly, but here they've got another opportunity to seize control of this game.
And they better take advantage of it, because otherwise, if they end up losing by 1 score, they'll relive this over and over and over until they have another opportunity to wipe it away.
This to McLaurin out on the left side. So the completion good for 7 there. And it'll be 2nd down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Looking to throw. Daniels. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw. Daniels. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
3rd and 6.
Daniels from the gun on 3rd down. He'll try and do this, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Matt Ariza now on to punt this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Breece Hall helped leading out this offense for another series. He's over 40 yards here in the 2nd quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. 2 yards to go, 2nd down. Looking to throw. Shelton. They'll set up the screen for Hall. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. 57 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. Halftime coming up. Let's get you down to Orlando and our buddy Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Final 3 weeks of the season are already upon us, and I'll come out and say it. It's when playoff teams become also-rans, and also-rans become playoff teams. Let's dive in. Our trip around the NFL starts now. At Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh, the Steelers at home to take on the Ravens in the AFC North. The Ravens always tough on defense, and this play no different here. They could only muster 1 takeaway all night, but it was a big one right here. The Ravens took care of business. They win it by 5. Next up, we go to Charlotte. We'll look in on the Panthers as they host the Denver Broncos. And this is the Broncos quarterback, 12 yards on the touchdown. The Broncos come away with a victory. They win by 6. With that, time for a look at the playoff picture. Things starting to come into focus in the NFC here in Week 16. Meanwhile, in our game, neither offense has been able to distinguish themselves. It's been the defenses that have stood tall so far. As we send you back out to Brandon and Charles.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Browns offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. Ball has it knocked loose, and it's Washington that scoops it up. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. So we thought maybe they would have a chance to extend this lead on the opening drive of the second half. Instead, they cough it up.
Obviously not an ideal start when you're trying to get a little separation, and I can guarantee that they talked about that in the locker room. Let's get out there, start this quarter the right way. Let's try and put some points on the board and create some space.
The Commanders' offense and Jaden Daniels getting set for this next possession. And he's been a tough guy to contain this year, and his numbers reflect that, as you can see right here. On first down, Swain. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
But they certainly got dented with that first down run. So now they've got to be back on their heels a little bit as a defense.
Operating from the gun, Daniels. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Here's the option. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Jaden Daniels, a 12-yard touchdown run. And the Commanders take the forced fumble and convert it into 6 points. So a strong drive here to lead off this third quarter. That has them an extra point away from tying things up.
And, partner, this is pretty much what they envisioned when they were sitting there in the locker room thinking about getting things going to start here in the third quarter. Getting out there, a field goal would have been fine. But going ahead and scoring here, an extra point away from tying things up, that's exactly how they drew it up on the board.
Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. We got a brand new ball game, all even after that last touchdown, so every drive now becoming a little more critical here in the second half. Pass complete to Loveland. This is 2nd and 8. Hall on a give up the middle. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
And this is where coaches sometimes fall into different camps. Your guy just fumbled. It led to a touchdown. Do you stay with him or do you put him in the doghouse? This is definitely a show of confidence here as he's right back out there and carrying the ball again.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. That's caught inside the 20. And he's a long ways into Washington territory before hitting the turf. A big play that time for Cleveland. 63 yards.
First down, Cleveland.
When you get into the second half of a tie ball game, you start realizing that every play takes on a bigger significance, and this is pretty significant right here. This is where you start putting the pressure on that secondary, and that's a job well done there.
And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. Straight ahead is Hall. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. Now this time he'll look to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. And the Commanders are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. CD, I know from working with you that you're about as old school as they come. Your thoughts on throwing that ball from the 1-yard line?
Yeah, I just got done walking my dinosaur, as you well know, and ordinarily I'm screaming, run the football from the 1-yard line. But if you are going to throw it, just take extra care. That didn't happen there, and they turned the ball over.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. 2nd and 9 now from the 21. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll make it 3rd down.
A gain of 4 brings up 3rd.
Back to throw. Daniels. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down.
He certainly did his best to find something on that run, but there just wasn't enough time to make it happen. Nice effort there, avoiding the sack and getting back to the line of scrimmage. That one certainly could have ended up worse.
Washington going to send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. 42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. The Cleveland offense ready to go. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Got a man and he hits him in stride. So not quite a 1st down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. Looking to throw. Shelton. From the left side, it's complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Well, 1st down there on a pickup of 25.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game, Perhaps that can give him a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Whenever I see a drop like that, I have to kind of take a step back and check myself a little bit. So used to seeing those big guys make big-time spectacular plays that when they drop one, I have to remind myself, we ask a lot out of these guys. Block and catch the football, not easily done in today's NFL.
And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 17-yard line. Gun, they run it with Hall. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. On the zone read, this is Judkins. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. A long way to go here on third down for the 8th play of the drive. Back to throw. Shelton. That one thrown across his body, and it's incomplete. Strong coverage by Washington, and now fourth down. Now Kaimi Fairbairn for the field goal try. He hit his first, this one from 38. Fairbairn able to put this one through. And they will take the lead at 13-10. So a response there to the touchdown of the opening drive of this third quarter as they're able to reclaim the lead.
And I think he'll take that because obviously you'd like to be able to match them touchdown for touchdown. But the first order of business was to get the lead back, and they've done that. Now you want to give a good pep talk to your defense to take it from there.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Washington offense set to take over. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing, dude?
And that's caught inside the 35. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. They go play action. Daniels. This is complete. It's Baldwin. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Got a man, and it's Baldwin again. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be second and goal. Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, it just can't get off the ground. And that play, it wound up losing yardage.
And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Commanders have moved out in front here in the final minute of the third quarter. Well, this offense only mustered 3 points in the first half on that field goal. They picked up the pace now. 2 third-quarter touchdowns.
Hey, you remember that appearance we had last week in front of that crowd, and they asked about halftime adjustments and all that was going on. And remember what I said. It's not always an adjustment at halftime. Sometimes just remembering the game plan and playing better, tuning it up and just working through it methodically. They got it done in this case.
Of course, I'll always remember that appearance because I had on a brown belt with black shoes, and you pointed that out in front of the crowd. So thanks for that.
I said that out loud?
You did.
My bad.
Oh, the spin. And he returns this to the 22. The Browns offense and their wide receiver getting set for this next possession. And he was pretty much unguardable in that first half. You see the numbers there as they try to add to him here in this third quarter. The Browns drive about to get started. They're looking to turn things around here. They've been shut down in this third quarter, and that was after a good first half offensively.
And you wonder where it all goes moves, and it feels like it goes away fast because it takes some time to build up good momentum, great play calling, excellent execution, and then like a blink of an eye, you're losing the game. How do you get back there again? I'm sure they've talked about it, and they've got a plan. Now can they put it into practice?
The lead gone, now the search to find it again. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Browns with a deficit. They're trailing, but with the football here to start the fourth. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he's got his man on the out route. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And now it's 3rd and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
From the gun on 3rd down, Shelton. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Maybe a little frustration starting to creep in. The offensive line hasn't done a great job of protecting him in this game, and there he was, hit again as he threw it.
Yeah, another time on his backside, probably starting to get a little frustrated.
Got to keep his composure. Can't let the defense know that they're getting to him.
Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line. And this offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with ways to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those opportunities into big plays. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 42 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Daniels. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down.
Washington Commanders first down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Give left side for Pierce. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down. A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on 1st.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
From the gun on 3rd down, Daniels. He's got him in, complete. A big gain of 31 on 3rd down.
Washington first down. 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
And that catch, he just hit number 800 in his NFL career.
And just think, that puts you in top 35 range all time in the NFL in terms of number of catches. One significant guy in that number, Shannon Sharp, who was a tight end. That's big-time play right there.
2nd down and 3, ball on the 7. Back to the ground with Pierce. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Commanders. Dameon Pierce, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Commanders are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead.
And that right there is the definition of a statement drive. You're in the 4th quarter, trying to get to the finish line. And here, they were able to hold the ball for a long time and move it down the field. And how about them finishing it off with the touchdown run? Winning football 101, check that box.
Extra point right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And able to get this out to the 25. Cleveland offense making their way out. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. Now Hall to start the drive. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
2 yards on the pickup. It's second and 8.
Second down, 8 to go from the 28. Back to throw. Shelton. And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. Quentin Williams, the defensive tackle, getting in there for a loss of 5. Washington on third down. They've converted 3 times and 8 chances. This is third down and 12. Looking to throw. Shelton. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. Now a play fake here on first down. To the left side, he's got his tight end Loveland. Only able to gain a couple there, and it'll be second down.
Brings up second and 8 at the 46-yard line.
Back to throw. Shelton. There's a short one caught by Loveland. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 43. They'll give to Hall. And he can only manage to get a couple. Second and 8 coming up. Operating from the gun. Shelton. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the first down marker. 9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
On first down, here's Jenkins. They'll get it to the 23-yard line. Now a 2nd and 2. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And this one is incomplete.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. That is caught. And they got it inside the 10 at the 8. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now the former volunteer, it's Dylan Sampson. And a little bit of space there, takes it inside the 5 to the 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Looking to throw. Shelton. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Browns have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long, because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense, because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. A look at Washington as they come onto the field.
So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent offer a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
First down, they go right back to Pierce. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. Second down and 6 now. To throw is Daniels. Now he's going to step up and run. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is picked up by the Browns. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit, because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden, they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the fourth, a costly turnover. So now the Browns down by 5, 2:09 to play. They'll have one play, maybe two, before the 2-minute warning as they've got a first down. Following the fumble recovery, Shelton. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Picked off by Quan Martin. And the Commanders have just about sewn up this football game. The Commanders' offense returning to the field. And barring mistakes, they should be able to kneel this one out and finish it off. And there's only one timeout remaining on the defensive side of the ball, so that doesn't really come into play either. We've got to have two hands on the football here as they run on first down. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Daniels looking to throw. It's caught. Baldwin. And he will have a Commander's first down, and that should just about do it.
First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Washington about to close this one out as they are down to a knee. Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And, Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing better. Because the game plan you put in place at the beginning of the week often still holds. You don't have to make wholesale changes. You just have to do it a little bit better, a little cleaner. And they did that in the second half, and that led them to victory.
So for Washington, their hopes of a winning campaign stay alive as they move to 7-8 now on the year. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Baltimore Ravens.